There is a question, sir, about predestination and the freedom a man enjoys and the manner in which God controls his actions. And we have to also request that this could be illustrated, sir, from the Holy Quran. This question came from a gentleman in America who is preaching among the Christians. And this question has been repeatedly put to him, sir. So I request you that.
Please, you can come and sit down. The question of predestination or destination, how would you differentiate between predestination and destination? Is it just a difference in words alone, or would you define
destiny from before his birth?
But destiny is the same again.
That's, yes.
I mean, how could you demarcate between destination and predestination?
Destination is just where you would reach.
No, that is a different
but destiny.
Destiny, actually, I shouldn't have said destination, I meant destiny. Destiny and predestination. Yes.
I think this is synonymous.
Synonymous, okay. I think I have spoken on this subject at length in one of the earlier question and answer sessions here. And while you were preparing the catalogue, couldn't you find out where it was mentioned?
It didn't yet come up to me, sir.
Okay. So you should like me to...
Yes.
So
that is something. Gentleman could be... Okay. The cassette could be seen.
All right. I tried to explain it once before that destiny or predestination can be categorized into different forms, different spheres. And without that categorization, you will not be able to understand what destiny is. The fact is that the entire plan of things by Allah is destiny. Not only destiny, but predestined, in the sense that before anything was created, the blueprint was present. This is why it put some scholars in great difficulty, early scholars of Islam, and they went into very severe debates about the creation of the Holy Quran or otherwise. So much so that people went on killing each other. During Mamun Rashid's regime, who believed that the Holy Quran was created, those who did not believe in the creation of the Holy Quran were put to death and tortured and most inhumanly treated. So this is the difference which they could not understand. There is creation, the act of creation, when substance and form is given to something, that is different. Apart from that, everything is predestined. Because the blueprint has to be there in the knowledge of Allah. So if that is the blueprint for everything, the Holy Quran becomes a part of the general scheme, not as distinct from others. Because otherwise we have to believe that there are sections which were not in the knowledge of Allah before the creation. So in one sense, everything is predestined. Before everything is given form or shape, it is in the knowledge of Allah. And not only in the knowledge of Allah, in the scheme of things. There are two different things. I'll come to differentiate between the two things later on. Everything which was to be born ultimately had all the necessary prerequisites created much before that particular thing or being was created. For instance, before man was created, all the requirements for the man, human beings, were already provided in nature. in every form. In the form of natural laws, in the form of provisions, hidden provisions, as well as provisions on the surface of earth. And for the whole future development of mankind, whatever material was required by him, that material was also created. And in the same proportion as it would be required. And there is no age where man can say that I have advanced beyond my requirements. I have thought of something, very clever thought, but unfortunately I don't have enough material to meet that requirement, and the provisions have been left behind me. No stage has ever come in history of man where this relationship can be established, that man has advanced beyond the provisions. One store of provision ends and another opens up. Like a medley race, it goes on. Before one is finished, the other is ready in front, and there is no man's land in between, no gap in between. So this is all a destiny. Or you can, as I said, you can call it predestination. Now, under these rules and regulations, things are in a way compelled to move in a certain way and certain direction, and they cannot have their own choice. As far as the creation of consciousness is concerned, that is of later time. I will come to that later on. But just before the time that consciousness was created, what we observe is a complete helplessness of everything which is born. They are governed by certain laws and rules, and none can deviate from that. It's like the life of angels, which cannot deviate from the set path Allah has set for them. Now comes another factor, that of the creation of consciousness. This begins very, very slowly with the creation of life. With the creation of kingdom of plants, the early creation, in fact it was common between zoological life and the botanical life. But later on, a division was made, and to begin with, let's see that life was created in the form of vegetation to begin with. And vegetation was spread all over the surface of earth, and that was also destined and planned and well timed. Because the animals which were to be created later on, they required that vegetation for their survival. So by the time dinosaurs were created, the whole of the surface of earth was full of verdure and greenery, and there was so much food already present for these dinosaurs that until the time that they were destined to be removed from earth forever, they were well fed and well provided. That's just one single example. But if you study the ecology, then you will come to understand that it's an ocean of creation which cannot be comprehended entirely by any man, or any even generation after generation of man cannot comprehend completely the beauty and the perfection of the scheme of things. If only you look at the ecology, not at the other angles. So all this tells us of predestination and a helplessness state of helplessness, except in the animal kingdom. When the animal kingdom comes into being, we notice that they can do things and avoid doing things. Yet, there are subtle instincts which control their actions. And they are not punished in the sense of morality, yet they are punished in the sense of mistakes.